Hello, welcome to Time Bandit Watches, and on this video we're going to do a quick look at how to change a watch battery. So to show you how to change a watch battery, we have this Breitling Aerospace. This is one of the earlier models, so it's going to be with a push-on case back. A couple of things you're going to need. I've already taken it out of the packet as the back on it wasn't very good, but a new watch battery. I already know the right one for this, but sometimes it's easier to look at the battery that's already in there before you go ahead and buy a new one, or try and find the model of your watch and see what batteries are appropriate for it. I'd always recommend going for a good quality battery, so Renata, for example, a better quality battery. I think if you go really cheap, you've got the battery life maybe won't last as long, plus you kind of got the risk of it leaking as well. So one thing that would be quite handy to have is a case opening knife. This is quite a cheap one, but you can buy all sorts of stuff. You can use a knife if you like. It's a potential of scratching it, but it works pretty much the same. You might need a pair of tweezers. If you can get plastic ones, they're helpful for this. And you may need a small screwdriver. But depending on how the battery's fitted, you might not. First thing we're going to do here is locate the slot to put the casing knife or your pocket knife in. So you just got to look around the edge of the case back until you find a notch. Fortunately, on these this Breitling, the notch is quite big, so it's really easy to spot. Sometimes on other watches it's not quite so easy to spot. But what you want to do is find that bit, put your casing knife in. I tend to put my thumb over the top as well. Appreciate that kind of hides it on the video, but if you put your thumb over the top, there's a little less chance of it slipping out and scratching the back. And all you want to do, again, put it under nice good grip, just gently twist it until you hear a pop. There you go, nice and uneventful. One thing I would point out, which I've already done on this, is if your back of your watch is dirty, give it a really good clean. Get off any debris, any dirt. You don't want any of that going inside your movement. Take it off before you take the case back off. So moving that to the side, now we can see the movement. I see the old battery in here. Sometimes you might have like an isolator that sits over the top. It might be clipped in, so there's a couple of clips. There's a clip here and a clip here, but that's just a pressure fit. Sometimes you'll have something that will quite literally go over the top. You'll need to unscrew one side, move it across, and then you can take the battery out. But this one's quite easy. All I'm going to do is just put my pair of tweezers gently underneath, just lever the battery out. There we go. Now, wouldn't normally recommend holding the battery from both sides, but this is an old battery, so it's going in the bin. Now pick up the new one. Just before you do it, have a quick look to see if there's any dirt, any fluff. There's a tiny little bit in there. Make sure in general it's clean. None of the dirt from the case back, if you haven't cleaned it, has dropped in. If any of that drops in, you want to kind of get that out. Don't blow on it. If you blow on it, you can put quite a bit of moisture into the movement, and then it might end up rusting. But on here, we're good to go. So we've got the new battery, doing exact replacement battery. Just drop it into the spot, and what you can do is either using the back of your tweezers, just gently push it down, or if you've got finger cots on like I've got here, or rubber gloves or anything like that, just push it down. Don't use your fingers. You can get all sorts of oil and dirt inside. Moving the case to the side for a moment, one thing we do want to do, if you're worried about the water resistance, is change the seal. So we're going to go ahead, put the seal to one side, bring in a new seal, pop it in some silicone. This is something that, again, if you're not worried about the water resistance, you don't necessarily have to do, but we're just going to do this to make sure it keeps a little bit of water resistance in there. Now you can see there's a shine of silicone grease. We can put the seal back on the case back. Sometimes you'll find that the groove for the seal is inside the case itself, but this case it's on the case back. Sometimes, often, in the case back, you'll get this notch. This notch is a relief for the stem. Shows you where to put the case back in terms of its orientation. You can see on this one there's two dishes, one with an isolator, one just completely dished, or one recess. So the recess on it, this kind of plain recess goes over the top of the battery. The isolator with the recess goes over this portion here. But first, just easiest thing to do, line this notch up here with the stem, and then you know you're in a good place. Because this is a push on case back, it should be fairly easy to get back on. Just there we go, gentle squeeze and it clicks back into place. Just a quick look round the outside, just to make sure it's down all the way around, which it is. Now we can go, this watch is back into life, and we can go ahead and set the time and get it back to the owner. So I hope that video was useful for you. So I tried to make this one nice and quick, short and sweet. If you like this and you want to see a few more maybe longer videos, something a bit more in depth around servicing, maybe some restoration work, go ahead and check out my other videos. If you want to see more and have a notification when these new videos are posted, just hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.